From Basra with Love, the hottest new podcast, the funniest damn stories, with your host, David Forday. Get ready to laugh, get ready to cry, but get ready, because this is From Basra with Love.
All right, what up, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Dave Forday, and this is From Basra with Love. And on today's show, I'm joined by a very special guest and the owner of Banxstudio, which is an incredible hair salon, barbershop, all the above in Whittier, California. I'm joined by Angel Davalos, who's going to tell us a little bit about what it's like to start one of these, how he got in the industry, and we're going to take it away. Angel, thanks for being on the show.
No, thank you, man. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So we'll jump right into it. So I guess the first question that probably people want to know is, when did you start cutting hair?
So I started cutting hair when I was about 18. Yeah.
Okay.
Started learning by an aunt of mine. She started teaching me. It's actually funny because one day I came home and she was there at my parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
And she saw me with the haircut that a buddy of mine had done. And it was just all jacked up.
Yeah.
Bad haircut. So I think she saw me and she thought, is he trying to learn how to cut hair? Did he cut himself? Who knows?
Yeah.
So at that point, she's like, hey, you should cut hair. You should. And I was about 18.
Yeah.
And that's how I started.
That's how you started. So would you say that was your inspiration was your aunt being there, or did you already kind of have this thing that maybe you like doing hair?
It was definitely not on my radar to be a barber. And she kind of just put the opportunity in front of me to start teaching me. And it kind of grew from there.
Yeah.
Because when she started teaching me, I didn't take it too seriously.
Yeah. It
was just something I was learning with my brother, and we would go to her shop and she would teach us, basics and have us cut each other's hair. And
so she was already cutting hair.
Yeah, she had already been a barber for many, many years. She was very well known, respected in the Valley by a lot of people, and she had a huge client base. So I think for her, she wanted me to take over.
Yeah.
But she's in the Valley. I was from Gardena, South Bay.
Okay.
So I didn't really want to travel there.
Yeah.
But, so once I started learning, another aunt who worked in Downey, she kind of brought me into the shop she was at.
Yeah.
And that's where I really started to learn, because I started being there every day.
Okay. So you had kind of you had a couple aunts.
So I come from a big family of barbers. I had godfather who's a barber. My grandpa was a barber. I have three aunts and uncles that are barbers. So
now you're really good. Do they ever chime in and go, oh, you should do this or do that? Or are you now at a point where you're this is how it works?
No, we all work in different places, so we don't really have the opportunity to be telling each other what to do.
Yeah. That's awesome. So where did you go to school once you decided that this was going to be something for you?
So I went to a school in LA. It's called Broadway Barbershop College.
Okay.
And this was a long time ago.
This is a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, over 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's where I went, and I got licensed around that time.
So anybody wanting to get started off in something like that, you recommend this school?
There's so many schools now that there's a lot of opportunities. I would recommend to do an apprenticeship.
Yes.
Because you get the hands-on training, and you can make money while you're learning.
Excellent. Is it easy to get an apprenticeship? I mean, people come up to you a lot. I know you're a great stylist. I mean, do people come up to you and go, hey, let me learn under you?
So people they do come up through my ads that I make, and I offer the mentorship and training.
Yeah.
So some people take the opportunity, but there's so many apprenticeship programs out there too. And I think social media and Instagram really, really helps people find them.
Yeah, that's how I found you. I found you via Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our Instagram, we try to push a lot of ads and get people to find us. It's really a great place to put your ads because it's visual. You can make short videos and really get people's attention.
Yeah, absolutely. You also have a pretty good TikTok page, and a lot of social media ties into all of this stuff. You got to have a few things going on, and I know you've been really working on it, and you do a great job.
Yeah. Yeah, TikTok is really good too. I mean, I've gotten clients from Instagram, but I had to put ads out.
Yeah,
For TikTok, it's kind of just happened
catch
where
that
I have
algorithm.
consultation forms and people fill them out, and I ask, "Where'd you hear about us?" And it'll be TikTok.
Right.
So TikTok is surprisingly really good as well. Even if you don't get a lot of views or a lot of followers, you'll
Mhm.
still get people that find you.
Right. And you got like full service stuff. I mean, you do beards, you do hair,
Yes.
you do installations, you do all
Skin.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we try to be a little bit different and think outside the box. I really try to focus on a full service where you get your haircut, your beard, and your skincare done all
Yeah.
in one place.
Yeah, you have a great environment there, man. It's very feng shui, I'd say.
Yeah, I try to keep it very welcoming and comfortable, nothing too crazy besides my fish tanks.
Which is awesome. If you ever go to Angel's studio, Banxstudio in Whittier, he's got a lot of like aquatic life. There's turtles and fish, and it just makes you comfortable, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you like fish outside of cutting hair, like you're into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I definitely love fish. It kind of grew over the last 8 months, I would say.
Yeah.
And I started with a turtle.
It started with one turtle.
Yeah.
I love that, man. What do most people are coming in there for?
Haircuts, beard. I mean, pretty much everything we have. Most people come in for haircuts.
What's the most common haircut people get?
The most common would be a fade and a comb over. I think that's been like really like a big haircut
Yeah.
for the last few years. Everybody wants a comb over with a sharp line and a fade.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Now, you also work there with your brother Daniel,
Yeah.
who's a really cool guy. Would you say that you guys, well, and that's another member of the family,
Yeah.
the
Another
Davalos
member of the
family
family.
that's in
Yeah.
there, right? Did you help him get his start, or did he figure it out on his own as well, or did your aunt have any play in that?
So I tried to start teaching him early too when he was 17, 18. And
Yeah.
he was young, you don't really know what you want to do. And here's your older brother telling you, hey, cut hair, cut hair. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to cut hair. So it took me a few years about till recently when he was 25 or 24 to really get him to start learning and come help me at the shop. But once he, I think, decided to leave his 9 to 5
Hmm.
and came on full time, he really saw the opportunity and really started falling in love probably with the hair industry because you get to meet a lot of people.
You do. Would you say that's one of the best parts of what you do is you have such a giant network of people,
Definitely.
loyal people, I'd say. People always come back. They talk about you all the time.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the big perks of the hair industry that you get to meet so many people and talk to them and they really become part of your, it's like a family almost. And like
Yeah.
people become really good friends and them. There's people I've known for 10 years since when I started.
So you watch kids even almost
And I've
grow
seen
up.
I've seen people's kids grow up. I've seen people get married. I've seen people a lot of things like that, yeah.
Now, do you get invited to the weddings?
No.
Yeah.
No. That'd be nice. Somebody invite me to your wedding, man.
So if you're listening, Angel wants to get invited to these weddings if you guys are getting married.
Big time. I would love to be invited and one client did a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. One client did.
Now, do you have I noticed you have a new barber in the shop,
Mhm.
new stylist.
Yeah.
It's a girl.
Yeah.
What's
it's a
her
girl.
name?
Her name's Ashley.
Ashley.
Yeah. So that's one of the people that really saw my ads and said, there's this person that, can help me. Yeah.
Would you say most of your clientele is guys, or is it a fair middle?
Definitely
grade?
guys. When you
Yeah.
have a barbershop, you're mainly gonna get guys.
Got it.
Yeah. And she wants to be a barber. So
Okay.
she's that's what she wants to do.
So
Learn
how
men's
often are people
cuts.
getting haircuts?
So right now, I would say every 2 weeks to once a month. Right
Oh,
now,
okay.
that people I would say before pandemic, more people would get every week.
Yeah.
And then now it seems like people are starting to change to every 2 weeks to once a month.
Right.
Yeah.
So you'll do appointments, but you also take walk-ins as well.
Yeah, we'll take walk-ins. Yeah, it's all availability.
Right.
There's only 3 of us right now, and before there was only 2, and before that it was just me.
Yeah, I know, and I've watched it grow.
And I had my client base was already made. I have this barbershop. I have walk-ins, and I can't take them. So when Danny came on, it really helped out a lot.
Definitely.
And then now that he's getting his client base, Ashley can, start working on hers.
You're going to be expanding pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got a great spot, but it seems to me that that's going to be your total thing. I mean, in 10 years, you've built a great company.
Yeah.
And you just keep growing. So every time I'm in there, there's something cool to check out, something new going on.
Yeah, I like to really learn and find new things to do and how we can incorporate into the barbershop and services, and because to scale, that's the goal.
Yeah, 100%. Well, so with that being said, if you could go back in time from when you first started, what would you tell your younger self?
So I would tell myself pretty much what I would tell any young person: to be focused, stay consistent, and try to not pay attention to all the BS, and really work on your work ethic.
Yeah. One of the things that I've always loved about being in there is your network of people, man. It seems like you've got a lot of business to business relationships, like almost like you can handpick the guy that does, I don't know, dry cleaning or has this company, has this.
Yeah.
Have you ever utilized anything like that? Because I would be all about that. I'd be like, oh, I can call this guy, I cut his hair, like I can do this, I can do that.
That's definitely like one of the things that the barber industry can give you. But to me, I've always just wanted to help my clients.
Yeah.
Whatever I can help with as regards to their hair or their beard or their skin.
Yeah.
I try not to be as a taker,
as you are a giver. Yeah, it keeps coming back around.
Yeah.
That's
so
obvious.
the more you give, the more you get back.
100%. Yeah, man. Okay, so before that though, you mentioned that you weren't always set on being a hairstylist. There was a time in your life where you want to do something else. What else did you want to do?
So before I committed to barbering, I always wanted to be a businessman. I wanted to have different businesses, and I wanted to find my thing where I'm gonna do this business and I'm gonna take off and stuff. And the whole time barbering was there.
Yeah.
And then until I finally committed to barbering, that's what it became for me.
What was your first job?
My first
entrepreneurial job that you had?
Entrepreneurial job?
Yeah, like cutting grass, or I mean, what did you do?
So barbering was the first, and then many things came in between that, because I was doing car sales, but as in a car flipper. So flipping cars. So I did that, but that was during cutting hair, because I didn't want to cut hair forever at the time.
So were you finding these cars at auction and then selling them?
Yeah.
You were doing an auction thing.
I did meet a client.
Yeah.
And he was big in that.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and that's how I got involved in it, because he brought me in. He was able to help me learn how to, buy these cars and how to pick the cars and which cars to get and where to take them, who's going to fix them, how to get them licensed, and what you need to get and how to sell them.
Total mentorship program there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely helped out a lot. Shout out to Rick.
Right on, Rick. So now, okay, I guess that leads me to this next point. What do you like to do outside of cutting hair? Are you into cars still? Do you go to car shows? I saw a car show at your spot not too long ago.
So what I like to do now is basically be with my kids and fish.
That's it. I love that.
Yeah, so I like building aquariums and putting them together and picking out fish to put in them and having live plants in there.
So are you a coral guy, or it's a hard balance, isn't it? Ecosystem there.
Yeah, I'm more of a freshwater guy. I haven't really dwelled into saltwater because all the things that people say is like it's complicated, it's harder, but
it's
I
a
try to
deterrent.
stick with freshwater. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like freshwater, the plants and the fish, really cool.
You told me something about the fish. We'll just go to this really quick because I know you love the aquatic life, which is that if you're selling fish, these things are having like 250 babies.
Yeah, so some fish, they will have a big batch, but they definitely have to learn. The first time they breed, they might not have so many. You might
Yeah.
only have like 10 or 20, and even that sounds like a lot. But
Yeah.
these fish, once they get experience, they'll have like 400 babies.
Yeah. So just keep me with that for 1 second because I did see that you just put a giant tank in your studio.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 170-gallon tank.
Oh my God.
So all my fish are going to be going in there. It's going to be super cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited because this is going to help my fish grow bigger.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Talk about growing up. You grew up in Whittier. You said the Valley. So when you say the Valley, and my viewers at home, what does that mean exactly?
So my aunt was in the Valley,
Mhm.
and then I grew up in South LA, and then pretty much my early years, and then my teen years I was in the South Bay. And I went to school in East LA.
Where did you go to high school at?
I went to a school, it's called Bravo
Bravo.
High School. It's
Okay.
a magnet high school in East LA.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I grew up, I spent my teen years in Gardena, though. Mhm.
Okay. All right. So that was a change.
Yeah, big change going from Gardena to East LA. Yeah.
Was it
You have to
Gardena
wake
to
up
East LA or
early.
East LA to Gardena?
Gardena to East LA.
Oh,
And I have to
okay.
wake up at 6 a.m. to catch the bus to go to school.
But that's why you have so much work ethic too.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's like and how hard you got to work. Sometimes people don't understand that, like, in order to really get your feet wet in anything, you sometimes gotta have to deal with the shit to
Big
get
time,
get in
man.
there, you know?
Big time.
Because you got to know where you come from and what you
Mhm.
want.
Exactly.
Yeah, not everybody has that, you know. And I'm
Mhm.
always more appreciative of people that have done it and been through that versus someone who just gave it to them, like their mom and
Yeah.
dad just handed something to them one
Yeah.
day. You know.
And to me, that came a lot from just seeing my dad. Because with my dad, we would, every weekend was a working weekend, you know?
Yeah.
There'll always be a project at somebody's house where he's getting paid being a handyman and then
All
work
right.
during the week still.
That's awesome.
So that's kind of where I got my work ethic from, to always be doing something.
Yeah. Yeah. I could tell you that that's the same thing that was going on with my family too. It was like if I wasn't watching my dad working, it wouldn't have probably been the same way for me to want to try to get after something.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Why did you call it Banxstudio?
So Banxstudio came because I was in a studio. So when the pandemic happened,
Mm-hmm.
I was working in Downey, and it was a barbershop in Downey.
Yeah.
They closed it, so we couldn't work because they ordered us to close.
Yeah.
And I took about a month off, and then I decided, I was like, I have to work. I can't just rely on the government to give you money or anything
Right.
like that.
That was a joke.
So I had a studio in LA, 2 studios that I was renting, and they were Airbnbs.
Mhm.
And when the pandemic happened, the Airbnb business just went no business. I had bookings for about 3 months, and little by little, each day, 15 cancellations, 10 cancellations. So I had none. So I was like, man, what am I gonna do? I have these 2 studios. I'm paying rent
And kids.
and kids.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take over one of these studios. I'm gonna start cutting hair.
Yeah.
And so that's where the studio came from. And then the
Got
banks
it.
came from just messing around one night in the studio. I was like, what should I call it? What should I call it? And I didn't want to be like Esteban Studio or Angel Studio.
Yeah.
So I just cut up my middle name right down the middle and said Ban, and then Bank Studio.
I was just talking to the producer Solomon. We were talking about creatives and how much we love creative people that come up with stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And I didn't want it to be Band Studio, so I just threw an X in there, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds
It's
cool."
catchy, man.
Yeah.
It's really catchy. Now, do you do like appointments through your website, or
Yeah.
how do people get in touch with you to get something going on?
So that was one of the things that I really want to do different, is be more available and easier to book. So we have book now buttons on Instagram. We're on Google where you could book directly.
Yeah.
We have our own website where you can book, and you can see all the different options, all the barbers and everything. So it's pretty easy. You could always call us too.
There it is. He brought it up. So that also list all your services. So you got your
Yeah.
fees on there. Everything's transparent,
Mm-hmm.
and you even got merchandise. I own
Yeah.
a shirt. I own a
Yeah.
Banxstudio shirt. I love it. I love the branding. Who
Yeah.
who who created the logo for you?
The logo is myself. I just
There it is.
using all the apps on your phone that you can do a lot of things yourself. And I
Yeah.
was just on there tweaking and tweaking, making a whole bunch of different logos. And I was like, well, this one looks cool.
Yeah.
And then at first I started with the Banxstudio Complete. And then I think this year I did this one where I just wanted to simplify. I want an emblem, like just one solidifying thing where people see it and they know what it is. Kind
Yeah.
of like, I like Starbucks, the Target, they have their little thing. So this is what kind of did it for
You have
me.
a really cool neon sign
Hmm.
inside your spot. It's one of the main showpieces there, right? It's neon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's a neon. It's called LED neon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bright. It's cool. Do you sell a lot of merch, man? I feel like it's a cool brand. And you get a lot of shirt sales and
Shirt sales, I try to push them, but I just really want people to have it.
yeah. Who does your manufacturing your shirts? Is it one of your
One
clients?
of my clients. So see, that's where
Ah,
they come through.
yeah.
I have a really cool client. I first met his dad, and then I met the whole family. So
Okay.
that's one of those things, like you become part of.
That's why
It's
you
like a
said it's like a
family.
whole family.
So his son, we became really cool, and a few years ago he started t-shirt printing and learning from somebody else. And yeah, I told him make me some shirts, and
Yeah.
he's been making most of our stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the next move for you? What do you got going on? I know you have an upcoming workshop that's coming up.
Yeah. So for me, I really want to get bigger in hair replacements,
Mhm,
which is a hair loss solution.
mhm.
This in about a month, I'm gonna have a training for
Oh,
stylists and
wow.
cosmetologists, barbers who want to expand their horizon. Really.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing that part?
So that I've been doing for 3 years.
And is it a lot of
Hmm.
people that like come to you for this sort of thing?
Yeah, a lot of people. There's a lot of demand for it. There's not really that many people that do it, and if they do it, they're not that good at it. So
Yeah.
that has made it a really good opportunity for us to really capitalize on the market because if we can establish ourselves as a well-known hair replacement, location, that's going to be really good for us. And the training is going to help solidify that and make us more legit.
And so when is that and how do people get more information about that
So
thing?
that's going to be on July 10th. It's on our website and our Instagram, and that's how they could find it.
Okay.
We only have 4 spots available for the training. So I believe they're still available. I'm not sure.
Can people make a good amount of money doing that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they can make a good amount of money. Yeah.
And what does it cost to do the mentorship program with you, or you need them to get in touch with you, or how does it
Yeah,
work?
so it's on a case by case basis where if I'm gonna take on somebody where I can mentor them,
Hmm.
definitely have to reach out to me.
Reach out, yeah,
Hmm.
because it's all about time.
Hmm.
Awesome, man.
Because I have classes for if you just want to sharpen your barbering skills. I have classes for beard, for the hair replacement. So it just depends where you want to go.
The new girl that came on, what's her name again?
Ashley,
Ashley. Are you training her as well? She seems like she knows what she's doing.
I'm training her.
Wow. Well, that's why.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
she's a fast learner, so she's gonna get there pretty quick.
First your brother, now her,
Yeah,
and now you got a class coming up. You said July 10th.
July 10th. Yeah.
So you're going to be
Mhm.
taking on more people. So you won't even be. You're going to just be like a teacher now.
I mean, that would be cool. I like, helping people learn how to, provide for themselves, really.
Yeah.
Whenever I meet somebody, if there's some way I could influence them to excel, it's fulfilling.
That's awesome. Do you also offer private services, or is there like rules to that, or can people help like get a party going? And I've seen tattoo artists do stuff like this, and
Yeah, like a private event.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's definitely something that I want to do.
Hmm.
And it's like a package that I've been working on to because that would be really cool for like people that are getting married,
Yeah, which you'll be at their weddings.
Yeah.
If everyone's watching, like, invite this man to your wedding. You want him to cut your hair.
Yeah, I want to be there, man. Do the lineup right before you say I do.
That's super cool. All right, man. So that's how they can get in touch with you. That's what you got coming up next. And it's been a real treasure having you. All right. So before we jump off, and you've been an amazing guest. Really appreciate you being here. I do a part of my show called 5 Fast Words. And 5 Fast Words are designed to give you a word, and you got to tell me the first thing that comes to mind. So if we can, let's jump right into it, can we? All right. So the first word I've got for you is fade.
Clean.
Second word, turtles.
Ooh, badass.
Third word, Whittier.
Nice.
Fourth word, family.
The best.
And the fifth word, patience.
Ooh, is key.
I like that.
Patience is key.
That's awesome. All right, well, guys, this is Angel Davalos at Banxstudio. You can catch him on his website. You can catch him on any of his social media. All right, well, Angel, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been a true honor having you here. Thank you for coming down here from Whittier into the studio to talk to us a little bit about Banxstudio and how people can get in touch with you. If you guys like this content, smash that subscribe button. Make sure you like us and check us out. We're putting out new content every week, and it's viewers like you that help us do that. So thank you all so much.